Kwaminat TV. Promoting African businesses home and abroad. Kwaminat TV. The best and the full way to sell your brand to the world. Kwaminat TV. Promoting African business.
When you're gathering furniture, right? When we shifted our seating right here, we still made sure that we had a table here,
That's
right?
true,
So we were doing our own space planning to accommodate this little conversation that we're having.
That's true.
So there is a formula to everything when it comes to interior design, not so much the decorating. That I could do in my sleep. It's, you know, it's a lovely skill if somebody has it. I studied at New York School of Interior Design, and the bulk of my work has been working with contractors in the States. It's been more like renovation work. Okay. So renovation work is, you know, where you're doing gut renovations, you are taking out the inside finishes.
The old ones, yeah?
To get back just to the structural.
Yeah.
And then we build it up from there. We may do some repositioning. You know, we follow plans on when it comes to plumbing and things like that. And then we create a space that's aesthetically beautiful.
Beautiful, yeah.
Yeah. And as an interior designer, FFE specialist, I have to also be knowledgeable about the laborers that come to work.
That's true.
So that's where my FFE work started blossoming. And I started making videos for like single women homeowners, because there's a lot of them in America, and they tend to fall prey to vultures that are posing as tradesmen, right? When I was coming up, tradesmen were usually multi-generational. It was something like, if I was a carpenter, that means my father was a carpenter. Yeah. And that's not necessarily the case in a lot of the coastal states in America. A lot of times it's transient people that like traveled on foot from a whole nother country, and they're just trying to get a hustle, you know? So I created these videos that would help my women customers. It was really them that I made the videos for, so they can do their own project managing and know when things are going right and when things are not going so right in their renovation work. So I would remake bathrooms. I would help people to do, you know, partial renovations, things like that.
So you basically can change people's house easily.
Yeah, I read plans and everything. Yeah, I read plans. I can draft. You know, it's and I know a lot about plumbing, know a lot about lighting, you know. So my work is really like, if you're doing a brand new build. Yeah. If you're doing a brand new build, you would want to bring me in before you start buying all your finishing materials.
Okay.
Because I'm the person that would do all the specification of your paint, you know, whatever your wall covering is, whatever your floor covering is, lighting fixtures, lighting choices, and then the decoration of putting in the necessary furnishings and all of that. That is all part of it. But my work starts with the actual construction.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So anyone that's into like development, you're doing commercial development, you're doing residential, multi-unit, all of those sort of things, you know, they will call me in, because there's a certain, when you start doing large scale development, and I know this because I've done healthcare renovations in Florida. So that's like renovating a health clinic or a multi-level small hospital. So usually the footprints are the same from the ground level all the way up. And then you put together a design scheme that is going to be replicated in each floor of each unit, sort of thing. Right. So so you're not bringing me in to do design for 5 bathrooms. I'm designing 1 bathroom. And then I make sure that the calculations are correct to make sure that all 5 bathrooms could be done the same way, with the overage that you need for fixings and things like that in the end. So it's very fulfilling. You know, my passion when it comes to interior design is to, when it comes to Africa, is it's just for people to see the value.
I can feel the smile. I can feel the energy.
I want them to want it as much as I do. You know,
I can feel the energy. I can feel the vibe in you.
It's hard. It's hard to love something more than the owner of it.
That's true.
You know, and if a Ghanaian developer doesn't want me to come and do consulting, or he doesn't want to write the check, Let's go with that. Let's say he doesn't want to write the check. You don't want to write the check. You're going to lose the check anyway. Because the foolishness you got going on at your construction site, you're throwing it out the window anyway. I've seen it. There's tons of buildings, tons of development that's happening here in this country that people are not taking their rent. They're not taking their development seriously. You can see it.
Yeah.
They build it. They can have a building sitting dormant with no roof, and they could leave it like that for 2 years.
Yeah, that's true.
And then after they come, maybe the mason is going to say, let me take off some of this and start from fresh.
It has happened a lot. It has happened to me a lot. Because a house that I started like since I think 2012, it's still there unfinished. I mean, the down is finished, people are occupying it, but the top is still unfinished. Before then, at the top, I came and changed a lot. I think I spent even more than the way I fixed the top.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
And it's all lack of planning and all
there
this.
You go.
You
see, that's my job. My job is to make sure planning is done so the developer is not at the mercy of the market when it's time for the finishes. The case in point, I went to a beautiful hotel, in Volta. I think it was called Volta Serene, right? Beautiful. You could tell that man, he put money. He spent big CDs to put this place together, right? But because I'm not coming for a vacation and I'm always observing everything that's around me, my eye is already picking up and seeing things. Yeah. I'm already seeing what's the first thing that's going to go wrong. I'm already seeing how there is not a proper measurement that is done. You see, consulting is very important work, and Ghanaians need to want to invest in professionals. Stop thinking you can do everything yourself. No. Right?
No way, not in this modern
Even
world,
in village, if we're living in the village, everybody has their role.
No, yeah, that's true.
Let me do my role.
I think it's all like people think. Let me put it. Is it minimization? People think, oh, you're gonna be more expensive,
right? No, but they waste that money anyway.
No, that's why I said minimalization. People think minimalization. Okay, oh, this one is gonna be expensive. Let me get this other one so that I can do it slowly. But then you end up doing it 3 times than this. So people just have to know. I think it's just about education. There's a whole company. Yeah. That's why I'm saying that in this type of your job, people need to understand you a lot because we're not used to.
The developers know who I am. Architects know who I am. I'm an interior designer, FFE specialist, right?
Yeah.
But if the homeowner and the person who's the decision maker is seeing like, okay, I don't see the need in justifying this expense, what they don't understand is they have just doubled whatever it is that is going to wasted anyway.
That's what I said. That's why it comes from minimalization, because that means that person think he's not going to pay £10 or 10 cedis for this.
No.
Oh, with this I can do it with £5, but in the end it will be like £25.
Right. And if I'm retained, you could have been. Thank you. I would have did a spot check. I would have came and did a spot check at the site, and I would have spoken to the project manager, showed them how there was something incorrect, and then something would have gotten fixed. That's something that could have gotten fixed and didn't get fixed. It could cause a physical accident down the road for a human being. You see, people don't realize that is the purpose of an interior designer. Our job is to make sure that the interior is conducive to how the human is going to use it. So I'm thinking about ergonomics. I'm thinking about surfaces. I'm thinking about elevations. I'm thinking about steps. Something as small as steps that is not done right. You understand?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So aside from the FFE specification work, I'm an interior designer educator, and I do workshops. These in-services I do for the real estate.
People.
Yeah, I do workshops. I do workshops.
And where do you do your workshops?
I go to whatever brokerage firm that has the agents. They need to have at least 3 active agents working out of the firm. I don't charge anything. They just have to cover the transportation.
Have you done
I've done several of
them?
Yeah. I just did one last week at Rejoice Radar Real Estate Firm. That was the most recent one that I did.
Okay. Is it a big real estate?
They're a small firm, and they're a firm that wants to be excellent. Every firm that brings me on to do the workshop, it's because they want their people to be excellent.
Different. Yeah.
One thing I did ask, the young men that were there, and I asked them, I says, are you familiar with these other workshops that are being offered that you pay, 500 CDs for, whatever the case may be? Have you looked at the person's affect that has finished the workshop, right? Because there's supposed to be life in that person's face.
That's
you gave them something brand new to eat.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
That's true.
And they knew exactly what I was talking about. They laughed about it. But they left my workshop because my workshop is more than how to show a house as a real estate agent. I talk to them about networking. I speak to them about how to give an elevator pitch. I speak to them about how to get a sold listing from a homeowner. I speak to them about what they should expect when they go on a property, how to do a proper walkthrough. It's like, I want the real estate agents to be excellent. That's true. Because the buyers are not necessarily somebody local. These are people that have traveled.
Yeah, most of the time.
Thank you.
Because the amount of money involved. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. That's it right there. And they need to realize it's not business as usual. How do you allow your firm to stand out? How do you come with a confidence and assure a homeowner that the advice you're giving them is best for their sale to turn over? Yeah. You understand? The money may not necessarily be coming from Ghana. It may be coming from Nigeria.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
Right? It may be coming from America. You cannot show a house to an American and you have not walked the house yourself. That could be a death trap you're taking them into and they don't know it.
That's true.
You're supposed to know it. If you're the real estate agent.
You're supposed to know everything before then.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So in my workshop, I help them to identify what's their responsibility to be aware of. What are you supposed to know going in? What kind of questions you should be asking? When we meet somebody new, our first reaction is to want to ask them questions that have nothing to do with the sale, because we just want to be nosy. Wow. No. Every question very, very you ask.
This is very,
it has to, because you are a provider. People don't understand the role of a real estate agent. They think it's shaka shaka. Oh, hey, look, this is the hall. Yeah, this is the room.
That's it.
No. Have you asked them, what are they using? Do you work every day? Are you parking a car here? Are you bringing children to live here with you? Is there going to be an old person living here? Nobody cares. They just anything.
There's a room. Take it.
Tickets.
There's an apartment. Oh, it costs 200 cities. Take it.
Right? There's a sensitivity that has to be part of it.
That's the mentality of the African or Ghanaian estate agent. And
it's a mentality. I think it's just. I think it's like it's an opportunity. It's a learning opportunity. Yeah. Take that time.
It's a time.
Educate yourself more.
Mostly Accra here. I tell you in Ghana, but mostly Accra here. Like people are saying, okay, we are estate agent. Then we're going around showing people, and when they show you one apartment, they take 50 cities. People just can't even lie and just go to.
Listen,
I have properties that sometimes I get for rent. When I tell the estate agents, come on, I have it will just start bringing so sort of people. Sometimes I am not racist, I'm not anything, but sometimes there's some type of people that I don't want to have them in my house because of one or two reasons.
Sure.
So I will tell you that, come on, I don't want this red people.
That's your right as a homeowner. Yeah, sure.
But then this agent will still bring those people. They know that I don't want to have them there. They will still bring them just to have their 50 CDs or something like that.
Yeah.
You see, there's so many things that people don't
the way that also the way that they do their pay scale has a lot to do with the service that they get out of their agents. Okay. Now I've been to firms before where they're proudly telling me they haven't sold a house in 5-6 months, but they're drawing pay. Everybody's drawing a salary.
Yeah. And you haven't sold any house.
Do you think you could be? You think your desk would still be there in a real estate office in Miami if you haven't?
You're gone.
I mean,
yeah, no.
like.
No,
it's better for you to collaborate on a sale with someone else than for you to be completely dormant and not do anything.
That's true.
Right? Here in Ghana, the agent, he's seeing the problems when you're seeing the problems. He hasn't even done a walkthrough. He doesn't even know what's going on in the house.
He doesn't even know where the house is. I remember that there's a guy that I gave a number to in Westmore areas. And I said, okay, call this agent, he will help you out. The agent haven't seen the house, but he sent people there.
I have my own war stories.
I said, why you haven't been there? You, the main agent, you haven't been there. You've been in Europe before. You haven't been there. But you are sending someone there and tell the person that the rooms is 2 rooms. And you haven't even been there. How will you even justify that? This one costs 10 cities or 20 cities.
Right.
There's a lot to talk about. There's a lot of things for us to know about real estate, which is mostly Ghana. I mean, property development, it's one of the secure investment. I think so. Because it never goes down. All over the world, property never goes down. Even if it goes down, it rises again. When the COVID came, I live in UK. When the COVID came, everything sinks. But now it started shooting again. When the credit crunch came, everything sinks. But it now starts rising again. So far after you have a property there, I think it's one of the secures. I said one of the secures. It's slow, but it's one of the secures.
It's an investment. It's an investment. And if the developers and the homeowners and the mom and pop and the families that are doing small renovation projects on their property, they need to take their time and do what's good. Don't just we start making bricks. They're mixing, they're adding sand. No one is doing any no one's paying attention. Yeah. No one's thinking about an additive for the mix. No one's thinking about the quality of bricks that they're making. I see a lot of poor quality bricks being made.
Yeah, that's true.
It sits, it's being stored. 3 months, it's already breaking apart. Thank you. But that's what you want to build your house with. But you don't want a mud hut. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's like it's useless for you to say, my castle is better, right? If it's made with poor bricks, than the woman who lives further down in the village and she's living in a mud house. Her house is probably stronger than your house.
Yeah, that's cool.
Right? Yeah. This is Ghana. Ghana is heavy in culture. It is heavy in memorial structures. Yes. Okay? These structures, they represent the lives of the persons that built it. You cannot keep thinking you're going to make memorial buildings in Ghana that your grandchildren are going to be able to come and march in, right?
Yeah.
If you're making bad bricks from the very beginning. Here's another thing I feel like just needs to be public knowledge for the country of Ghana, is that when people are putting in water closets and bathrooms on the second story of their house, even the first story, but when you start making a storied building, please, 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 please do proper waterproofing and shower pan lining. They are not doing it. You could be breaking your house down from the top all the way to the bottom.
That's true. That's true. I had the same problem. In one of my. I have a story building flats that
people think cement is indefinite, and it's not.
No, it's not. Because before, I think when I did everything, I did a lot of changes in, as I said.
Yeah.
So I think one of the pipes that they did it from the foundation was not closed or was not. When I relay the pipes, when they open the pipe, you can see every place is getting wet, but we can't find
mold,
and we can't find where the pipe is, because it has started, as you said, it has started for almost about 10 years ago.
Right.
It's still not finished.
Right.
Lack of financial and also, there's a lot of things to it. But in short, we couldn't find it. Now, it's something that we need to break into it and look for it. It's a job that I have to do.
In Guyana, I'm going to tell you in Guyana what people tend to do is, you see how when you come here to Ghana and you drive down the street in East Legon and you could see tons of, you could tell those buildings have been sitting there like that. I know. They don't do that in Guyana. They don't do that in Guyana.
Yes,
no, they don't do that. It's better for them to complete something small and complete it.
That's it. Even if it's
and then if
one
you
room.
add on, then you add on, but you're completing it. You understand? Here, people are leaving entire floors
the whole
with all of the support beams.
Yeah.
Completely. I'm like, what is this? And then you want to put a roof on that?
Yes.
In 2 years?
In 4 years. You say in 2 years.
You know what I mean? It's just sitting dormant for the longest time. But there's a way to do that. If your project is only going to allow you to get certain amount of things done, then you need to talk with a consultant about what's the most important things that you can get done. And all of that.
So
consultancy is important.
In case if you are building a house, she's one of the right people. She's the right person to talk to, even before you start.
And if they want a trustworthy developer, because I know I talk to all the developers. Every developer I could make their acquaintance. I familiarize myself with what they've done. You know, I've had conversations with them. If people are seeking a responsible developer, they can also reach out to me for that as well. It's very important.
You go on your social handles.
Providence Life Design.
You have any phone number or something like this?
My phone number.
Use it for business.
Yeah, they could call me on 020-776-2176. And then my website is providencelifedesign.com. My handle is @providencelifedesign. Let me see. Twitter, I think, is the same thing. YouTube is the same thing. Providence Life Design.
I think I'm going to put it. Can I have this?
Yes, you can have that.
Okay. I think I'm going to put it on the description so that people will look into it, and they may call you or they call me. You can also call me and reach her through me, because a lot of people are also doing that. They call because I did a couple of videos that people have a certain type of machines for poultry farms, and people call me from all over the world.
All of that.
All over. And
So amazing.
I did a project on cashew.
Yes.
And people call me from Vietnam, and so they wanted to have cashews. So it's a small platform that we ain't yet big, but
it's going to reach the right people.
Oh yes.
And that I'm grateful for.
Yes,
I'm not for everyone.
Yes.
Oh no.
Yes, it's going to reach.
I'm not trying to be everybody's interior decorator. I charge for consultation. If I come to a property, if I come to a house, that means I've already collected my consultation fee. Okay, so at this time, they would have to contact me so I could tell them, but I could send them an email. That's not a problem, so they can have it in writing. I don't do free consultations at all. The only thing that I do that is completely complimentary is the workshops for the real estate brokerage firms. I do those workshops. I don't charge for that, because I want our young professionals I want them to know as much as they can possibly know. I want them to excel. I want them to do well. I want them to represent themselves and represent Ghana well.
They want to represent themselves proper. Keep watching Kwaminat TV, like, subscribe, and share. And you know what, guys? This is an interesting story. Interesting. It's very educative as well. I think whoever is watching us now, at least I know that you have taken a little bit in, either in terms of what we talk about first, about ourselves, about loving ourselves than loving loving ourselves than loving a white man. I would say, because most of the people love the white man than the black man. That's why we're trying to educate ourselves that we are more brothers, because they love themselves than they love you.
I know.
That's
it. They do love each other.
Yes, they love each other than they love you.
They support each other.
I'm telling
that's the way that we need to support each other.
I'm telling you. I remember that. That's a lot to talk about. But we're not going to go into
talk about.
I'm telling you that.
In Ghana, make use of your female architects, please.
Make use of
female architects. Oh my God!
It's not common in Ghana. Most of the ladies don't go into this.
No, but there are female women architects here.
Yeah, but not too much.
Not too much.
And they are not exposed. The problem is they are not exposed. So they need to be exposed. So anyone that want to talk to Kwaminat TV, also if you want to talk to me about any project, any business that you want to come out, just call the number on the screen. Yeah, we will come to your premises and talk to you and expose you, because that's why we promote African businesses home and abroad, all over. It's not only here in Ghana, it's all over. It can be Nigeria, it can be England, it can be Germany, it can be anywhere. Although we are new in the system, but we are getting there.
Very true.
Keep watching Kwaminat TV, like, subscribe, and share. I'm still the youngest old boy. I love you all.